Today we'll talk about irisin, a molecule your muscles release during contraction, and what it may and may not mean for blood sugar, strength, and aging. Irisin was first described in 2012 as a myokine, meaning a muscle-produced signaling protein. Researchers are still debating exactly how best to measure it in humans because many common lab tests have limitations. So here's the honest summary. Irisin is real, but the size of its effects in humans and how directly it drives health outcomes remains an active research question. Now, what is strongly supported, especially for older adults, is this. Regular physical activity, including resistance training, improves strength, mobility, and metabolic health. Diabetes guidelines and global public health guidance recommend aerobic activity plus resistance or weight-bearing work as tolerated, and for adults over 65, balance-focused activity to reduce fall risk. So even if you never remember the word irisin, you can still use the proven tool, safe strength training. If you have joint pain, balance concerns, or you're restarting after a long break, begin with a chair sit to stand. Use a firm chair, place it against a wall so it won't slide. Feet hip width, heels on the floor. Stand up slowly, then sit down slowly, staying in control. Start with 1 to 2 sets of 6 to 10 repetitions, 2 or 3 days per week on non-consecutive days. You should feel your thigh and hip muscles working. You should not feel sharp joint pain, chest pressure, faintness, or loss of balance. If you do, stop. If you can stand and walk confidently, you can progress. Option: hold light household items or use a resistance band. Do a shallow squat pattern like sitting back toward an invisible chair while keeping your chest up and your knees tracking comfortably. Aim for 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions, 2 days per week at first. Increase slowly over weeks. For many older adults, pushing to complete failure is not necessary and can increase soreness and fall risk. A safer target is to finish a set feeling you could do 1 to 3 more repetitions with good form. If you're already active and steady on your feet, you can use a simple circuit. Sit to stand or squats, wall or counter push-ups, step backs or split stance lunges, holding support if needed. Keep movements controlled. Rest as needed. Quality and stability come first. You may hear that cold exposure boosts exercise signals. Some studies suggest cold and exercise can change biomarkers, but the practical health benefits are not settled, and the risks can be real. Cold water can cause a rapid cold shock response. Breathing spikes, heart rate rises, blood pressure rises, and in some cases, arrhythmias can occur, especially in people with heart disease risks. If you choose to experiment, start with cool, not ice-cold water. Keep it brief and never do it alone. If you feel chest discomfort, dizziness, severe breathlessness, or palpitations, stop immediately and warm up gradually. You may also hear claims that morning training is biologically superior. Time of day effects exist for some people, but the most important factor for long-term results is consistency. Pick a time when you are alert, steady, and unlikely to rush. For older adults doing strength training, adequate protein matters for maintaining muscle. Many experts and guidelines commonly land around roughly 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day for older adults, adjusted for kidney disease and clinician advice. Spread protein across meals and pair it with overall healthy dietary patterns. Hydration also matters for exercise tolerance and safety, especially if you take diuretics or have low blood pressure tendencies. Stop exercising and seek medical advice urgently if you have chest pain or pressure, fainting or near fainting, severe breathlessness that is new or worsening, new weakness, numbness, or speech trouble, a sustained irregular heartbeat. Talk to your clinician or physiotherapist before starting if you've had recent falls, recent cardiac symptoms, severe joint pain, advanced neuropathy, or a recent hospitalization. Take-home message: Irisin is an interesting research signal, but you don't need a hormone hack to get real benefits. The evidence-based foundation for aging well is still the same: safe strength training, balance work, aerobic activity, sleep, and nutrition, done consistently and progressed gradually.